Hello, everyone. Can you guys hear me out there? Testing my audio. Want to make sure you guys can hear me before we get going. Awesome. Thank you, CET Designer. Let's do this thing. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining out there. This is the Configura live stream, and we are here for part 5 of 7 of our CET Experience speaker series. Since we are at part 5, that means that we are getting very, very close to the CET Experience. So we are here to talk about all things CET Experience. We have some giveaways. We have a guest who will be joining us. So let's just get right into it. I see people are joining here, and I have your comments off to my right, making sure again that you guys can't see that in the view there. Hey, Kelsey, thanks for joining. Hello, Chad. Roger, Dodger, Elise. Morning, Miranda, or at least sort of morning, early afternoon. Maybe your time zone is late evening, though. Who knows? Hey, Melissa. Beth, hello. Hey, Tracy. Morning, configurans. Thanks, Chad. All right, so let's get into it. I was actually a little bit nervous that there might not be power today. We had like a wicked storm roll through Grand Rapids last night. I lost power at my house. Thankfully, it did come on in the middle of the night, which was awesome because it was a very muggy, warm day yesterday. So the air kicked back on and I was happy. But I was worried we weren't going to have power here, but we do. It is still looking a little bit nasty out there. So if we have a storm roll through and power cuts out during the middle of the live stream, hopefully we'll be able to just pick it back up, but hopefully that won't happen to begin with. And hopefully the weather is a little bit better where you are at. Okay, so we are here to talk about CET Experience. First things first, as usual, let's get into our giveaway. So you guys know the giveaways have been following the travel theme, and this giveaway for this week is no different. Hopefully everybody has received their glass cleaner and that little microfiber cloth by now, and you've been using it, and your glasses are as clear as can be, and your phone is all nice and clean. So hopefully everybody received their swag from a couple weeks ago. But if you want to receive this piece of swag, you just have to like and comment on the live stream, and then you've earned it. And if I don't have your mailing address, make sure you send it in a private message to the CET Designer Facebook page. All right, so piece of swag for today is a little Velcro square. It's actually not super little, and it's not just a Velcro square. I mean, it is, but the purpose of this is it's called a luggage gripper. And so what this guy does is you put it around whatever handle of whatever suitcase or backpack or whatever you might be traveling with. And it's supposed to make it a little bit easier to grip, or at the very least, it will make your bag a little bit easier to find on the luggage carousel. I don't know if you have like just your standard black suitcase or one of the wild crazy ones, but it's very difficult to find your suitcase at times, and I will admit I have taken the wrong suitcase before. So if you have this guy on your luggage identifying it, maybe that will help you a little bit. So that's what this guy is. Again, all you have to do is like and comment, and this is yours. I'm sure you guys can hear that lovely Velcro sound. This guy is heavy duty, so I don't think it will be falling off in the baggage handling area. Now, we do have another giveaway as usual, and this guy just goes to one lucky winner, and that is one of the coveted pins. So these pins we gave away to all the early bird registrants, and then we also are giving one away per live stream. So at this point, we've given 4 additional pins away, and we will give away 7 by the end of this thing. But if you want to win the pin, you just have to throw up a heart if you're planning to attend the conference, or if you've already signed up, yay. Just throw up a heart, and then you'll be entered into the random drawing at the end of the live stream, and you can win the pin. And then you'll just want to make sure you wear this pin at the conference, and you're going to get some cool stuff as a result of the pin. So don't forget to throw up a heart if you are attending or are planning to attend, and you are in the drawing for this guy at the end of the stream. All right, so that's the giveaway stuff. Let's move into some CET Experience information before we move on to calling our guest, Leigh Ann. She is waiting for us, but just a couple things before we get into that. Now, as CET Designer mentioned in the comments, and as I look through those comments there, morning or hello, Gabriella. So, as CET Designer mentioned in the comments, we are very close to the registration closing for CET Experience, like 18 days away from registration closing, like zip. That's it. It's not like we're moving on to late bird or even more late bird or extra late bird. It's like done. So don't miss out on registering for the CET Experience. Registration closes, and I'm going to make sure I get this date right. So registration closes on October 6th. Which is coming up very shortly. The price for CET Experience now is at $775, but you can still register and you still can access all the great stuff that the CET Experience has to offer. So if you've been holding out, this is your chance to register. You have just a little over 2 weeks to get that done, make your travel arrangements, get yourself to Orlando, Florida in time to experience everything that the experience has to offer. Cool nails. Oh, thanks, Elise. Chad, missed the bus bid. Do you mean missed like the airport shuttle bus? Or am I just totally reading that wrong? Hey, Jack, and hey, Steven. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. So that is kind of a date that we have coming up. Everybody keep that in mind. October 6th is when registration closes. So if you haven't already, get yourself there. Oh, you missed the bird. Yeah, okay. Missed the bus bird. So awards have closed as far as submitting things to the awards. And oh my gosh, the quality of things that you guys submitted was insane. Just seeing all of those submissions rolling in and just the quality of that was crazy. So kudos to everyone out there that submitted for the awards, whether it was renderings, videos, 360, success stories, whatever it was, there was like a massive amount of quality in those submissions. So thank you guys so much for submitting to those and putting in the time and the effort just to show us what you can accomplish in CET Designer. It's always super inspiring to see that stuff. But that has closed. And so what that means is no longer accepting submissions to the awards, but we are now narrowing down internally at Configura, narrowing down those categories so that you guys can then vote on who you think should win first, second, and third place for multiple categories. So we have the categories of best rendering, best kitchen rendering, best student rendering, success story, videos, and 360 renderings. You guys get to vote for the winners of all of those categories except for success stories. We do internally pick the winners of the success stories. Lots of fabulous submissions for those, and the top 3 who will be announced at some point. The top 3 do get free registration of the CET Experience, which is awesome. So we are working on narrowing those down. Now, for the ones that you guys get to vote on, voting begins, and I also want to make sure I get that date right. Voting begins September 16th, and it ends October 4th. So between the windows of October 16th and September 16th and October 4th, you guys will get to vote for most of those categories who you think should win. And then, of course, the top votes will be the winners of those different categories. So mark those dates down. You want to make sure that you get your votes in and just see all the awesome submissions. For voting, you guys will get links in emails, briefcases, the CET Experience website. You will not miss the opportunity to vote. So mark your calendar. September 16th is when that starts, and you do got to get your votes in by October 4th. So when the conference actually starts, we'll already know the winners for these for the different awards, and we will be announcing them at the actual experience. Okay, couple more things. Recently, we released registration for hands-on sessions, one-on-one sessions, welcome events, cocktail hour, or also known as the sponsor reception and award ceremony. And then we also released registration for the airport shuttle bus. All of those things are still open except for the one-on-one sessions. Those are fully booked, which we had a feeling that was going to happen because those were a very limited amount of seats there. But you can still register for hands-on sessions. Make sure you RSVP for the sponsor reception and award ceremony, whether you plan to attend or not. That's actually a fabulous event for you guys to mingle and get to know our sponsors who really are a part of this community, and they really help the CET experience to actually happen. So that sponsor reception is going to be fabulous for you guys to get to know them a little bit. And I will tell you, there is a little activity that goes along with the sponsor reception and a chance to win some prizes. So if you haven't RSVP'd for the sponsor reception and award ceremony yet, make sure you go do that. There will be some really fun stuff there and a chance to win some prizes. So why wouldn't you want to do it? But then other things that are available, again, are welcome events. Some of the welcome events have sold out. There were some really popular ones, which we knew that was going to happen, but some of them have sold out. Tons of options still available for you. And then there's also the airport to the shuttle after the conference ends. The airport leaves at 3:30 p.m., so really quickly after the conference ends, that shuttle bus leaves, but hopefully that will get you to the airport on time for your flight. I want to show you guys just where you can quickly register for these different things, and then we'll keep moving with our content. I am checking my comments over here. Tina, looking forward to it. Yay. Hi, CET World from Casey. Hey, Osa, thanks for tuning in. Tina, the hands-on sessions during the conference require pre-registration. Yes, they do. So I'm going to show you that in just a second, Tina. You do have to register for those hands-on sessions because there's a limited amount of seats for those. And you do need to have a laptop and bring it with you because you'll actually get that hands-on experience where you'll get to practice live with your instructor. All right, so let's go look at that registration really quickly so you guys are aware of how that works, and then we'll keep moving. I'm going to change my view. You guys are going to see me go away here. That was already maximized. I don't know why I minimized it. There we go. So you guys won't be able to see me, but you should still be able to hear me out there. So from the CET Experience website, you guys are familiar with this at this point. Of course, this is where you can register. So if you haven't already, make sure you go do that. But you can also register for other things from the website as well. If you want to register for any of the hands-on sessions, those hands-on sessions are October 17th and October 18th, the afternoon of both of those days. If you want to register for any of those, so you'll see pre-registrations required for the one-on-ones as well, but again, those are full, so those are not available to register for anymore. But if you get yourself to the hands-on sessions, again in the afternoon of 17th and 18th, you just select the session here, and then that's where you can register for it. And if the session is available at other times, you will see that listed in that area as well. So you'll be able to register from there. If the session is full when you do go to register, it will let you know that it's full, but there's other options, plenty of choices for these sessions. All right, so that's how you can register for the hands-on sessions. Hey, Jeremy. Hey, Sydney. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Now, the other things that you might need to register if you haven't for yet are in the My Events section. So from My Events, you do need to be logged in if you aren't already, so you'll be prompted to log in if needed. But from My Events, of course, this is where you can add workshops onto your conference registration. Again, those workshops are actually October 16th. So the main portion of the conference is October 17th and 18th. Workshops are the day prior, October 16th, and you can purchase those from here if you aren't attending any of those yet. But this is also where you can register for welcome events, cocktail hour, and airport shuttle. You just have to simply hit edit on either of these options to make your choices there. So again, choose your welcome event. There's lots of options still open there. This cocktail hour, this is again our sponsor reception and awards ceremony. So definitely make sure if you're going to be at the conference, you should absolutely be attending this. It is October 17th from 5 to 7 p.m. And so from here, again, this is where you'll get to meet and greet with our sponsors. This is where you'll get to know who won all of the different award categories. So make sure you do go RSVP to this. And then the airport shuttle, which is a simple, do you need the airport shuttle or not? Just if you have your own transportation or you need the airport shuttle, just simply register for that here. All right. So all of that stuff is still open to register for. Make sure you go do that if you haven't already. All right. That's just the information. I want to make sure I actually got it all there, but that's the information that I have for you guys regarding the CET experience and important dates coming up. There's still a lot of stuff that is going on with the CET experience before it even happens, so mark your calendars for some of those specific dates. Okay. We have a guest that's joining us as usual. Our guest is Leigh Ann Prier of Prier Design and Consulting. Her presentation is going to be one that I am really excited for. I know I say that every time, but all of these presentations are going to be really great. Leigh Ann's presentation is Symbols from Scratch, and this is one that she actually recommended, so she is an expert in this field. But symbols from scratch being symbols like that are not available in any extensions that already are in CET Designer, but you still need to create these symbols. How do you do that? She's going to provide us with that information. So that's what her presentation is going to be about. And I don't want to give away too much because she's going to share that information with us. But we have her as a guest. So we're going to go give her a call and pick her brain about all of her expertise in CET Designer and in the field related to creating symbols from scratch. So if you guys have any questions, of course, put them in the comments there, and I will be sure to relay them to Leigh Ann. Tina, is there a way to print out the schedule? That's a great question. I'm going to let CET Designer respond to that one. I mean, I know you could simply do a screen capture and print from there, but if there's an actual print button that will print a nice schedule, that much I'm not sure on. So that's a great question. I'm curious on that one too. We'll find that information out for you, Tina. All right, let's go give Leigh Ann a call out there. I'm going to get that going, and then I will switch my screen. Sounds like it's coming through. Yay.
Hey, Kelsey.
Hey, Leigh Ann, how's it going?
It's going really good. How are you?
Good. I love your background.
Oh,
That's a
you.
curtain, I'm guessing. That is really pretty.
Thank you.
I
Thank
love
you.
that.
I made them.
No way.
Yeah.
That's
It's
awesome.
actually not drapery fabric. It's upholstery fabric, and I was told not to use it, but I did it anyway. So
Hey, that's okay. Love it. Well, thank you so much for joining. I can see you. I can hear you loud and clear. It looks like you're coming through. So I'm going to say we are all good to go. Let me just get rid of that little guy there. And let's dive into it. So again, thank you for joining. I don't know if you were viewing prior to this, but I gave everybody viewing just a little bit of background and a little bit of information about how you'll be helping us out with the CET experience. So if they have any questions coming through, those that are viewing, I will be sure to relay those on to you. But my first question to you, and you guys viewing can probably ask these questions along with me. My first question to you is my favorite ones. Tell us about yourself and what's your favorite feature in CET Designer?
well, I guess a little bit of background about me is I started with the steel case dealer a long time ago. I don't even want to tell you guys how long ago that was. But when I started in the industry, the standard really was a software called CAP 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really what I grew up on, so to speak. And it was really working at various dealerships in the Midwest. And then I moved out to the West Coast, and it was at a dealer there that I was approached to. It was about winter of 2008. and I was asked to join the Smart Tools beta test group for a new software called CET Designer.
Yep.
And yeah, so I literally I had no idea really what was going to be involved with that software. I didn't know much about it, but I knew the industry would be going that direction because it had so many cool features that you couldn't really do in CAP. But I'll be honest with you, Kelsey, I was not a fast adopter of CET. I kind of went into it kicking and screaming a little bit, so to speak.
Hey, that's
Uh,
not the first time. That's not the first time we've heard that. I mean, it's a new
yeah,
thing, and it's tough. So I mean, I don't blame you.
yeah. And, I knew CAP inside and out. I was
Mm-hmm.
fast and efficient with that. I had all these legacy drawings, and the whole thought of learning a new software, converting these drawings, trying new projects out on top of all the workload I already had. It just seemed like this daunting task.
Mm-hmm.
But I really stuck with it. And there was someone, she's actually a presenter at the conference as well, Kaylee Tucker,
Mm-hmm.
was in the test group with me, and she kind of kicked my butt a little bit to get me going. And I'm really glad that she did, because now here it's been over 10 years that I've been using the software.
Awesome.
And being in the industry for over 20 years at this point, I got to a point with it where, I'd been a dealer designer for a long time. I understood the struggles that come with it, and I understood the struggles of the transition from the old way to the new way of doing things. And with all that experience and the knowledge and the skills that I had, I wanted to be more of a resource and offer myself to the design community as a whole. So I started my business, Prier Design Consulting, and we're really just an aid for any kind of CET user, whether they're new or they're experienced. But we offer design services for dealerships that need help.
Mm-hmm.
We offer one-on-one mentoring. We offer customized classes for dealers that just want to hone in on specific things. And so it really has given me an opportunity to grow with the software because I meet designers from literally all over the world. I work with designers overseas, and just seeing how different people work with the software, the capabilities of the software, it's pretty exciting. And it just keeps progressing. It just keeps getting better and better.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of my background with it.
Yeah. Well, Kaylee is actually watching, and she says Leigh Ann is now a CET rock star. So kudos to you. I love that.
Yeah. Oh, she's one of my biggest champs. Let me tell you, like she's always cheering me on. So.
Good. Yay. Love to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay. So favorite feature in CET Designer?
Oh, for me, I would have to say it's edit graphics.
Okay. Good.
I don't think there's a single project I ever work on where I don't use edit graphics for some reason. It's even great for fixing things. Like,
yeah.
Sometimes something just comes in a little weird, and it's like, boop, edit graphics. I can go in there and I can adjust it and fix it and make everything good again. And it makes things appear. And I know that sounds weird, but sometimes you get these symbols and it's like they're invisible.
Okay.
But if you hit edit graphics, boom, they appear. I don't know what that's about. But anyway, I just think edit graphics is a great tool, and everyone should be pretty familiar with it.
Love that. Yeah, and I have a question coming up for you about what about those that aren't super familiar? What's the best option? But let's hold that one off for a second because I want to know. So you gave us kind of your background a little bit and what led you into using CET Designer, but what actually led you into becoming this expert in building symbols from scratch? Was it like a specific job or just the need out there? What kind of led you down that path?
Sure. Well, honestly, when I was in the beta test group, I had to do a project where it was all custom private offices, and 98% of that job was specials. And
Ooh.
I mean, specials were a brand new thing at the time in CET, so I kind of had to figure that one out on my own, just figuring out how to edit the graphics that I needed, make the adjustments, and then get the actual special information into the calculation. Of course, that's all changed now, and it's much easier at this point. But it kind of started there. And then as time has gone on, with my business, I work with all different manufacturers. I work with tons of different product lines. So I'm always looking for new things.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not always in CET. And so I don't want to limit myself to only those things in the software. And knowing that the software is capable of doing so much, I just don't see myself ever saying I can't do something.
Love that.
So I just jump in there, and I'm not afraid to just mess around, play around. I don't really feel like you can ever ruin anything in CET. So, it's like just for my biggest advice to people is just don't be afraid. See what the program can do and test it out. You'd be surprised.
Mm-hmm. I love that be brave mentality because you can stumble across so many different things in CET Designer by simply just kind of poking around and again
Yeah.
just kind of be brave and go for it. It's like you said, you can't break anything. Like eventually we can, we'll get you back up and running again. If you have to contact support, go for it.
Right.
But I mean, there's always a way back. So I love that mentality and just kind of putting that message out there. And that's kind of what got you into really playing around and becoming the expert in edit graphics. So if somebody is looking to get on your level with edit graphics and creating those symbols from scratch, what do you recommend just to kind of ease into it and go down that path?
Well, I mean, definitely if you're not familiar with edit graphics, get yourself familiar with that, play around with it. You can start small doing little things like blow the casters off a chair, or add arms to something, or I mean, there's all kinds of things. Stretch a work surface. That's really simple,
Yep.
But just looking for ways to use it. And then there's another tool called custom shapes. And
Yes.
I don't know how often people use that or not. It kind of seems like it's kind of way down far on the toolbar. So sometimes I think maybe it might get overlooked a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But that's another good one. It's a pretty simple tool. And so I think that's a good one to practice with as well.
Mm-hmm. And if you don't like your custom shape being way at the bottom of that tool's component tab, use your component tab configurator and scooch it up to the top.
You're right.
And then you're good. Or put it over in your custom toolbox and then it's just there for you, super handy. But yeah, I love those tips and tricks. Just start playing around with things. Love your shout out to the custom shape tool because that baby can create all sorts of stuff and then combine that with edit graphics using replace graphic tool and your options are endless. You can create anything, kind of as you were mentioning. You don't want to limit yourself to what's available. You want to stretch the boundaries and see where you can go with it. So, love that. Okay, let's get into the experience a little bit. So you've been in the world of CET Designer for a while, which is awesome. What are you hoping to take away from this CET experience in Orlando?
Sure. I know I don't feel like an expert necessarily. I feel like I'm always stumbling across something that I didn't realize was there, and maybe that's just me overlooking things because there's so many updates all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like sometimes something appears, and I'm like, wait a minute, when did that happen? Like how did I miss that?
Mm-hmm.
So what I really enjoy about the conference is I actually kind of like looking at some of the intro level things because that's where I catch some little things that I'm overlooked and I've missed.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing is just really getting to know people in the industry and just seeing how they're using the tool because there's all these different levels of experience at the conference.
Yep.
And I just love how you can literally learn from everybody. And that's what I enjoy the most.
Yeah, and I really like what you said about, okay, I know you said you're not an expert or you don't think of yourself as an expert, but you absolutely are in CET Designer. And I like how you say that I go to the intro classes or some of those intro classes to see what is just some of that new knowledge that has been added to the program. I think sometimes we think like, we're coming in here as an advanced user, so we're only going to go to the advanced sessions. But I love how you point out that you can learn from absolutely all of them. And that kind of opens up the the boundaries of the CET experience and what you can gain from it by stepping into another level or another, type of session in at the CET experience, or one you might not typically attend because you think you're at this point, but you can always gain something.
Yes, I agree.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Love that. Okay, so tell us about your presentation then, and what people can take away from it.
Sure. Well, hopefully I don't overwhelm everybody. I feel like there's a ton of information. I'm kind of trying to whittle it down a little bit, because there's a lot of different ways to go about it. So I'm kind of hoping that people will come into it with an open mind. There may be some things they're already familiar with, and so it may be a little bit of a refresher for them.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that if they're just patient and hang in there, there's going to be things for advanced users as well. And I really just want people to walk away from it going, you know what? I used to do it like this, but I saw her do it like that. I'm going to try it and see how that goes. Because like I said, I think there's more than one way to do a lot of things in CET. So I really just hope people can take what is going to be beneficial for them away from my presentation and go back, and as they go back to work, just find out what really works for them and what's going to help them the most.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, if you don't use it, you lose it. And practice makes perfect. So if you can gain or take away a couple of things from your presentation, then actually go home and put it into practice, I think everybody can be edit graphics experts by the end of this.
Sure, absolutely.
That's the goal. We have a lot of people out there that are totally on board with a lot of the things you've been saying here in the interview. Kaylee says, push the limits. Beth says she uses edit graphics a lot for built-ins or build-ins. And then Jeremy actually learned it through Catalog Creator. That's how he got used to using edit graphics. So that's kind of cool, just a bunch of different ways that those tools can come into play. And Kaylee also says she learns something new almost every day to improve efficiency. I am with you on that one, Kaylee, and I think Leigh Ann is with you on that one as well.
Absolutely.
I am constantly learning new things from you guys or just from poking around in the software that increases your efficiency just a little bit more every day in the software. So awesome. Glad you guys are all on board with what we've been chatting about here. Miranda says, love using edit graphics to make my specials come to life. So awesome. Well, that is what I have for you out there, Leigh Ann. Thank you so much for joining. We're going to see you very shortly in Orlando, Florida. Can't wait. Looking forward to your presentation. So have an awesome rest of your day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thanks, Kelsey. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Okay, that was awesome. I'm really excited for that one. I'm saying that all the time about all these presentations, but there really is just an absolute endless amount of things you can do with symbols once you get the hang of edit graphics, and once you can combine that with the custom shape tool. Really anything that you could think of, anything that you need to create, modify, fix, that is all available to you. So make sure you attend that presentation so you can learn the tips and tricks of edit graphics and what it takes to build symbols from scratch. All right. Where's the custom shape tool, Jeremy? That is on the tools tab, way near the bottom. Almost the last thing, but not quite. So tools tab, way at the bottom, that's your custom shapes tool. Steven says, see you in October, Leigh Ann. Okay, so couple things left for our live stream today. We got to draw for the pin to see who's going to win this guy. So I'm going to head over and see how many hearts we have to do our random number generator. If you haven't thrown up your heart yet, make sure you get that going. So if you're attending or if you've already registered, throw up a heart and you have entered yourself into the random number generator. I am going to go find my amount of hearts. I think I'm going to get it there without even having an issue, but that might be overconfident. Okay, I shouldn't get overconfident like that, but I think I'm going to find it. Let's see here. Yes, I did. Holy moly, we got 12 hearts on this one. Awesome job, guys. Thank you for hearting. All right, I'm going to get my random number generator pulled up. I'm going to switch my view. And we're going to draw. Okay, so 12. Holy cow. Good job, everyone. Drum roll, please. Generate number 6. Okay, let's see who number 6 is. And let's see if they already have a pin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jeremy Nixon, you have won the pin. So if you're wanting to claim the pin, then let me know. If you would prefer that I redraw, we can do that too. But congratulations, Jeremy. The pin is all yours. So I will be sending that to you along with your piece of swag. Hey, Kara, thanks for joining out there. All right, so that was our heart, and we are just about finished up here. Just a few more things. So, upcoming sessions, there's only 2 more because we are already on part 5 of 7. So 2 more sessions. Make sure you mark your calendar for those. There will be more giveaway, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Bye.